Hello, this is my chill guide to tanking Sanguine depths with Prideful. So the mobs leading up to the first boss, just pull them as they're grouped. If you have a vent there, pull them to the red canisters that's in the hallway. My group didn't have any, so you will not see that in this video. For this mob, it's important to be aware of where the Mist Dancer is facing. You need to face him away from the group and in the same general area so that the echoing blast is in the same place. Then I pull the small tick with the big brute so that they can be DPS at the same time. And this is important because for the next room, which I'm in now, I'm gonna wait for the patrol to pass so that we can have Pride come up right before the boss, because this was tanked on a tyrannical week, so it's important to have the Prideful buff going into the boss fight. Here you see Prideful, which is great because the next pool will be the boss pool. So interrupt the boss when he does Hungering Drain, stack with your DPS, and then when Severing Smash happens, go away from the boss a little bit, absorb the orb, and it should be an easy boss fight. Make sure to use any defensives, and that will be it. So it's important to pull these little ads in that extra room to have percentage, and then silence or interrupt this next mob as much as possible. For this stone guy, I've actually never planned it out with my DPS, but it's really helpful if everyone stands to one side of the hallway so that when he casts his AoE, we have the other side of the hallway to run to avoid that damage. It's also very important to face him away from the rest of your DPS and healer. For this next mob, I recommend pulling them back a bit so that you do not pull the patrol guy, because it will throw off your percentage, which is important so you can have Pride up at the correct times. Prideful's gonna pop up, which is great because then we will use the Prideful buff to deal with the mini boss in this room. So I try to gather the ads as much as possible. Also avoid the tornado that he launches in front of him. For percentage, grab the patrol on the right and then proceed left. And for this hallway, be careful to only pull what you can manage. Constantly move because the ads drop pools. Because of the amount of ads in the hallway, it's important to help the DPS with the explosives, if that's the fix for the week, because the more ads there are, the more explosives there be. You should get Prideful in the hallway There's also another stone guy, so be careful to face him away from everyone else. Kite him back if need be, because there are a lot of patrols. So this boss is probably the hardest boss in this dungeon. It's important to stand to the right hand side, wait for the orb to pass, then switch over to the left hand side and wait for the other orb to pass. Don't stand in a debuff that a lot of the DPS will get. You need to taunt the Aed as soon as possible because it hits really hard, and make sure your team knows that the Aed has to go down ASAP. It's also important to constantly be moving the boss back because when the Aeds die, they drop uphill. Here I'm just clearing the Aeds before pulling the boss. For this boss, you need to make sure to have your defenses up at the right time or iron spikes will kill you. She hits very hard on tyrannical weeks. Don't steal orbs from your DPS, they need them more than you do, but still collect at least 3 golden orbs. Don't stand in the swirly circles, and then it's an easy boss fight. I like letting my healer grab the Naru because as a DH I can move quickly and I'm often kiting, so it's just easier for me to let the healer grab the Naru. Here we have the prideful buff right before a difficult mob pull because it has a Mist Dancer which does the echoing blast. And it also has a stone guy who does that bleed. So it's important to really face this mob in the correct direction. This hallway sucks, but I recommend pulling new mobs when she retreats. I died twice, and I think it was because no one got the explosions while I was low, so I like to grab the explosions so that the DPS can focus on DPSing. It's also important in this hallway to hit or taunt the bears because they automatically aggro to your healer. When there's a lot of Aeds as a tank, I also attack the explosives. They don't have a lot of health, so targeting them helps everyone not to die. When Bloom Squall is cast as a tank, you cannot tank it, so you also need to get in the gold dome. Here is another stone guy, so make sure to face him away from everyone else. Make sure not to stand in his AoE cast. And if you did percentage right, you will get a prideful after killing this room, which is great because then you will have the prideful buff going into the last boss fight. So there's a lot of movement for this fight. I personally like to tank General Cal in the middle because the beams will rotate 90 degrees. So stand in the golden dome of goodness to not get blown off the platform, and all should go well.